All right, I have had one heck of a night, so I am on two phones tonight instead of my laptop because it will not connect to Facebook Live. It says it can't access my camera. I need to download the latest Google, whatever. Anyway, Google Chrome, which I do have, but it won't let me. So there we are. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So tonight is season 2, episode 32, which is my final episode for season 2 of Fancy's Let's Talk About It. And we will be coming back in September. Tonight's topic is 5 planning tips to help you meet your goals. So there we go. Welcome, 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 everybody. I'm on both Instagram and Facebook Live also. They look similar, so I'm having to kind of look at both of them. And I'm on two phones instead of my laptop. So welcome, and I'm glad that you joined me tonight. So if you are interested in things that can help you meet your goals, I absolutely have 5 planning tips to help you do that. So there are 5 of those. So I know it's been a couple weeks. Welcome. They're on Instagram and on Facebook. I'll just be waving to y'all because like I said, I'm having to use 2 phones. It's kind of a trip because I am dealing with a problem with my laptop. But hopefully before I start season 3 in September, I will get this laptop situation straightened out or whatever is going on with Facebook Live and my laptop. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for joining on both Facebook and Instagram. But let's go ahead and get started for tonight, season 2, episode 32, which is my final episode of season 2. So 32 is 5 planning tips to help you meet your goals. So you ever have your goals and sometimes you think, oh, this is what I want to accomplish, but then you feel completely overwhelmed? Well, you're not alone. There are a lot of people like that, even myself. And what happens is you tend to just kind of like tuck it away and say, you know what, I'll do that later. I'll start that later. And you don't really ever get back to it. Later never comes, right? Because sometimes it's such a huge undertaking that you don't go back and do it. Because, well, let's be honest. Sometimes you think maybe it's a little bit too big. Welcome, Alexis. Welcome, Holman. Welcome, everybody there. And Stefano, welcome you guys. And Daniel on Facebook and Instagram, welcome. So 5 planning tips to help you meet your goals. So we'll jump right in. Okay? Welcome, Kenan. So, like I say, sometimes it can be overwhelming. And so we don't want to get overwhelmed when we establish a goal for ourselves. It doesn't matter whether it's a business goal to start a new business or a new venture, a new partnership, whether it's to gain more education or knowledge, whether it's to complete a project around the home or something personal for ourselves, or whether it's a fitness goal. It can be any type of goal whatsoever. So there are 5 planning tips that are kind of universal to help you meet your goals. So let's get started. So the first tip of that is the way that you can do it. The first tip for helping you plan to meet your goals is to look at the goal as a whole, of course, but break that goal into very small pieces. And what I mean by that, hey, Big Mike, welcome, Brea. Is first of all, what you do is so you won't be overwhelmed with whatever that goal is, whether it's a business goal, whether it's a personal goal, a fitness goal, something, a home improvement or whatever you might have, or a monetary goal. Take your time and break that large goal into small pieces. You say, what do you mean by small pieces? Well, okay, what I mean by small pieces is I have like 4 little interlocking components for you, and this is what you do. So basically, the first thing that you will do when you're breaking your larger goal into smaller pieces, it helps you look at it. It helps you if you look at it step by step rather than looking at the whole, right? That keeps you focused because you'll really believe that this might be something that I can actually accomplish, right? Okay. So in doing that and breaking them into smaller portions or smaller steps, whatever they might be, this applies, like I say, universally. So, and by doing that, actually, you will put yourself in a position to where it won't be so overwhelming, right? So you're not so overwhelmed with it. So the first thing that you can do of the 4 to begin for number 1 for your first planning tip is to create your plan, whatever that plan is, whether it's a business plan, whether it's a fitness goal, a fitness plan. Basically, what you're going to do is sit down and put on. I always say take pen to pad, put it down, write down what your goal is, what is it you're trying to do, create that business plan. The way that you do that is by brainstorming, of course. So take all of your notes and your information on your pen and pad, write everything down. You have officially set your goal in writing. Welcome to Shiba, I see you. You officially set your goal in motion because you put it in writing. It's something that you can come back and refer to, whether it's your journal, a notebook, or whether you take it and put it in your notes on your phone, whether you have iPhone or Android, whatever. So actually you sit there and you brainstorm and you take that and you put it down on paper. So you set in motion that. The second thing that you can do is break it into small quarters and measure that. Put it to points where it can be measured, right? I see you. No, it's not. It's feeding cornrows. Right, feeding cornrows. Exactly, but very close, right? Okay. So you, they look a lot alike. So what you do is you take and you break it into smaller quarters. So you say, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. What I mean by quarters is, okay, so I'm going to give myself this 1 year. Hey, Lauren. I'm going to give myself this 1 year, and every 3 months, I am going to take a look at this component of my plan, right? I have my plan written down. I'm going to take a look at this component in 3 months and see where I'm at, right? Okay, which leads me, into the next one. So then you're going to, once you get to that end point, whether it's like, say, measurable in 1 year, then what you're going to do is right before that timeline has expired, then you're going to want to kind of create what we call like a soft launch. So if you're opening a business, or you're opening like a fitness studio, or you're working on your personal goal or whatever it might be, again, you can apply it universally. What you're going to want to do is do a soft launch or a soft revisit at that time to kind of test the waters and see where you are, right? Got it. Okay. And then finally, after you've done that, it will give you an opportunity to gain a little bit of perspective and some insight as to what you have done and where you're at, right? Okay, so once you've done that, then you have an idea. Then what you need to do at that point is set your date for your hard open. That way you know you've reached the final destination, you have the date down, you're ready to go, you've worked out all of the kinks, and bam, you're in there, right? Got it. Okay, so there you are. That is how you break your goal into smaller pieces, allowing yourself to look at it at a step-by-step process when you're setting that goal so that you can easily attain it even better, right? Okay, so the second tip of the 5 for the planning tips to help you meet your goals is to set yourself a deadline for everything that you decide that you're going to do. And take one goal at a time. It's slow, but it's progress. Take one goal at a time. So once you set that deadline, that gives you an opportunity to have what we call like a benchmark, where you can go back inside and you can review your progress and see where you are. Also, within that same second tip, the secondary tip, you're going to want to create a short-term goal side and a long-term goal side. Eventually, I want to reach this, but in 90 days of this goal, I want to reach this. Hey, Darius. I want to reach this and I want to reach that on the long term and the short term. So that actually helps you. Once you put it down and you have had an opportunity to break it into pieces, go step by step. Welcome, big brother. I see you there on Facebook. And you are in there and you've actually started to measure your progress. Then the third step within that first step, of course, is to do your soft launch or put it out there, kind of test the waters to kind of gain a perspective as to where you are and how your market is responding to what it is that you're doing, or how your body is responding if it's a fitness goal, or how your savings is responding if it's a savings goal, and just kind of take a look at it from that perspective, right? Then finally, the fourth is to put it into play. You're there, you've got the hard open, or you've reached your final destination. Whatever it is, you're there, and we're good to go. Welcome, Sergio. And there we are. So then we've said also for step 2 is to set that deadline, the benchmark, to review your progress, also on the short term and the long term other side of that particular goal, right? Okay, once you're there, that's what you do. And there are your two first tips, right? 5 planning tips. Here are the first 2. The third one, and this actually, you can do this in advance, but it's important to do this all along, actually. You do it once the notion comes into your mind, or you are filled with excitement, or you have something that you're dreaming about, and you decide to say, you know what? I want to fulfill this goal. This is what I believe my destiny is. This is what I think that I want to do. If it's a business venture, if it's a career thing, or like again I say, a fitness goal is also another way to look at it, a savings goal, whatever that might be. Whatever it is that you're doing, home improvement or whatever, set those goals aside. But what helps you from start to finish, whether you know it or not, is by actually talking about them out loud. Talk about what that goal is out loud. Talk about it to anybody who will listen. Anybody who loves you and they'll listen, talk to them about it. This is what I think. Bounce it off of them. Let them know, I think I'm good at this. This is what I really want to do. So therefore, these are the steps I'm going to take. When you verbalize that goal to other people, you will find that you will garner more support. People are really excited for you. People are there. People are willing to help you. And bam, there you go. You have people that you don't even know. They might be looking for another venture to join in on if it's a business venture or whatever. Once you get to that point, you've spoken about it. You've spoken it basically into existence. You have someone there rooting you on, also checking on your progress, and they may actually go into a partnership with you if they have that money available to do it, if it's a business or whatever it might be, or they might join you. You are inspiring them also. So talking about it makes it become a reality. So understand that. Talking about it, communicating your ideas, communicating your goals for your plans, for your goals, it makes it very real. So when you're sharing, in essence, again, remember, you gain support. So it's very important for you to do that. So that's our third step, right? The fourth step of the 5 planning tips to help you meet your goals is to actually reassess your situation whenever it is necessary. Sometimes we have a great idea, we have a great budget for it, something comes up, it changes our situation. Something might happen. You cannot allow it to defeat you or your dream or your idea of whatever your goal is. You actually have to step back, put the pen back to paper or pad, and reassess whenever necessary. Make revisions when necessary. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you a failure. It actually helps you stay on track. It may take you a little bit longer, or it actually may speed up the process. You never know. Reassessing is not always a setback. Sometimes it's a press forward. Something might happen. There might be, if you're opening a retail establishment or a business, there might be a space that comes available. Maybe somebody terminated their lease early. Maybe something else came up. Maybe you have a new building that came up that it had an opening in advance, an early opening, and they're giving incentives for a longer lease or for immediate leasing or look and lease, right? Whatever. So you might actually reassess whenever necessary your plan for your goal, for your location, your studio, whatever it might be, and you might actually be ahead of your actual goal. So that's why it's necessary for you to reassess whenever it is necessary or needed, right? Okay, so fifth and finally, and everybody does this at some point with something in their life, whether it's a goal or whether it's a responsibility, whether it's our taxes, whether it's our health, whether it's our checkups, whether it's our fitness, whether it's whatever it might be. At some point, we are all guilty of doing this one thing that I'm going to tell you not to do. This is detrimental to any type of planning, any type of goal that you're establishing for yourself. It is absolutely detrimental, and that is called procrastination. Never procrastinate. Don't do it. Force yourself, again, to go through these steps so that you see where you're going with these planning tips that I'm giving you. To go back in, review where you are, look at what you've done so far, 1 through 4. But I think, obviously, and to me, the greatest element here, the biggest piece of information or advice that I can give you is to not procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. We are so guilty of it, especially if it's something that we're afraid of. We absolutely will do exactly what I'm telling you not to do, and that is do not procrastinate. Hey lady, hey there, I see my nephew, handsome nephew there, and I see another BFF. I see you. So again, let me run back through the 5 for you, and then you'll be able to go back and watch the video anytime. Comment, share, post it, whatever. Here we go. Okay, 5 planning tips to help you meet your goals. Number 1, it is a collection, and what I say by that is to break your goal into pieces and then look at them step by step. That's the first piece of advice. Break your goal into smaller components or pieces and go step by step. Of that, the first step for you to do that is to create create or brainstorm whatever it is that your goal, a project, whatever it is that you're trying to. Again, this is all universal advice. It goes for everything, whether it's fitness, business, home improvement projects, whatever it might be that you're trying to accomplish. Whatever it might be, you can utilize these steps. First is to create your plan, brainstorm, write it down, put pen to pad. It's in black and white. You can go back and review it. That way, when you write it down, you're actually setting that goal. You can go back and take a look at it later, right? Okay. So then what you're going to do, secondly, is you're going to break that into pieces. So break it into quarters. I suggested you're going to give yourself a year goal. Break it into quarters. Take a look at it. Say, you know what? Every 3 months, I have this portion of my plan that I've established or set forward, and this is what I want to do. Every 3 months, okay, at this 90-day point, this 3-month mark, I'm going to take a look at this component of this goal that I set for myself. So once I've done that, welcome there, everybody. Thank you on IG and Facebook. I see you guys. So I'm going to break it into that benchmark where I can break it into that evaluation period where I can look at it, say every 3 months, and I go from there. So I'm going to be able to measure it, right? Then finally, after I've done that, I'm going to go on and I'm going to do myself like a soft launch, or I'm going to put my feelers out there, my plan out there. I'm going to talk about it out there. I'm going to set it up, see where I'm at material-wise, where I'm at monetarily, whatever it is that I'm trying to accomplish. And I'm going to basically put it out there on a soft launch per se, so that I can gain perspective as to what I need to tweak, where I need to go, what needs to be done differently, what I can do, how am I winning, what do I need to do differently, right? Fourth and finally, for that point, number 1, is to finally you've reached your final destination, whatever it was, and then you are at your heart open, or you're at your final destination, you're there, and bam, this is the day that you go with it all the way. Even if it's not successful on that day, you tried and you learned, and then now you can go back. And that leads into another point later. Well, I'll go back over it also. Second step, the second tip for the 5 planning is to help you meet your goals is to set yourself deadlines. They need to be measurable. Benchmarks where you can review your progress. You also need to take a look at the short-term goal and the long-term goal. There are portions, again, like I told you, break them into quarters or break them into pieces. Smaller pieces will help you not become overwhelmed and actually accomplish those goals, right? All right. Third is to talk about them. When you talk about your goal, whether it's business, fitness, health, hobby, home improvement, whatever it is, personal life, relationship, whatever it is, once you talk about them with the people that you know and love and respect, whether that's a mentor, family member, significant other, whatever, you're actually communicating those goals. They become very real. Okay, so you talk about them, it makes them real. When you also know that when you share, you gain support. You also may gain monetary support. You never really know, depending on what it is your goal is that you're trying to reach. There's rarely anything that you can do that needs to be done that doesn't involve some type of money, right? Okay, we all know that. So whether you've established a certain amount, somebody might even match for you, right? Hey, Tina, welcome. So somebody might even match. It just depends, right? Fourth of the 5 planning tips is to reassess when necessary. Again, reassessing doesn't always mean it's not a negative point. It doesn't always mean that you're behind. Actually, sometimes reassessing can allow you, hey Pocky, can allow you to actually be ahead of the game, right? Again, something might present itself an opportunity. It puts you ahead. You're no longer, thinking like, oh, well, it's going to be a delay and I'm failing. No, don't look at it from the point that you're failing. Look at the point that you are being proactive and you're reassessing whenever is necessary, right? Fifth and finally of the 5 planning tips that I'm going to tell you, which I want to communicate to you, is the absolute most important in my opinion, and that if you absorbed anything from this today, it will be to not procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. We are all guilty of it. We all do it. Again, whether it's with our health, fitness, finances, future planning, whatever, we procrastinate. We look at the big picture and it looks like, oh, it's so difficult to go that mountain. But if we look at it mile for mile instead of the whole mountain, then we realize that we will. Thank you. And today's 32, so it's the last one of this season. So we look at it from mile to mile, or location to location, rather than that whole mountain, and we realize that we can actually do it. We can accomplish it. So look at it from the point of that. Do not procrastinate. So You guys, I have offered you those five planning tips to help you meet your goals. They might seem kind of basic. They might seem kind of redundant. You might have heard them before in pieces, but sometimes it actually helps for someone to actually go through them. Again, this live will stay on my videos, and it will get uploaded to my YouTube as well. So please go on, comment, share, like, whatever. You can comment after. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I love it, right? It's good for summer, especially in Texas, right? Phone is jacked up, so maybe got to get a goal to get a new one, right? Okay, I see you. Okay. So listen, we're on episode 32, season 2. This is my final episode of season 2, 32. I'll be back in I'll be back in late September to start season 3, and we will be back on Thursday nights instead of Wednesday nights. This way I'm able to have some additional time for a different goal, the personal goal that I have, that I want. So do you guys have any comments or any questions about what I've talked about today, about the 5 planning tips to help you meet your goals? I hope that it's put it a little bit into perspective for you, and it's helped you kind of look at it piece by piece and kind of make your dream or your vision or actually a reality by setting that goal and putting pen to pad, communicating the ideas with others so that they can share in that with you and help you out. So I hope that it's helped you. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to see if you'll have anything that you want to ask me about it, or anything that you want to contribute. I always tell you it's all about y'all. So if you want to contribute with each other, please do. I'll be happy to share that. If not, I want you definitely to continue to inbox me, even though my show is not coming back until September. Inbox me and let me know what your topics are. I have some topics lined up already that some of my contributors have given, and we'll go from there. Other than that, I'll be working on my podcast, so I'll let you guys know that. That's a different venture that I'm going. She says, sounds good. I need to learn how to execute, right? It's a step-by-step process, guys. Tina, thank you very much. It's a step-by-step process, so just know that slowly but surely, write it down, take notes. There's all kinds of literature that you can get for free. All kinds of steps. People telling you what they did, to be successful in whatever their goal was. Support groups, and not support groups in a negative way. But a support group, someone that's in the same forum, someone that's looking at establishing the same type. There's something for everyone, right? Okay, so even for me, for my voice work, there's always producers or people that are looking for content creation, or people that are looking for an MC or this and that. So if I'm in those groups, I can stay abreast of what's going on. I can take advantage of other opportunities that might present themselves or whatever. So I actually have to stay in motion. I actually have been the one to follow my own plan. That's how I know it works. And I'm always working to reassess when necessary and forcing myself to not procrastinate. So, listen, you guys, if you don't have anything else, please comment after the fact. If you like it, please comment on it, share it, whatever. Send me your topics. You can inbox me. Thank you, Tina. Thank you for always contributing and always being here. So take a look after the fact. Please come back and comment, share it, and we'll go from there. I'll post a link for YouTube and all that, so you can go on there later, and we'll go from there. I will see y'all back in September. Thank you for a wonderful season. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of the good friends that I've made, and all of the good information that y'all have given me, and all of the topics that you've given me. Remember, it's all about y'all. I do what y'all want. We talk about what you want. So remember this before I go. I won't be back until September. It'll be Thursdays. I'll make the announcement. But there's always a little time to be fancy, and that's me. I love you guys, and I will see y'all in a couple months. Night-night, guys. Thank you, Brea. I'll see you in about a week, baby. All right, I love you guys. Y'all be good. It's been my pleasure. Season 2. It's been great. I love you guys. Bye. And there we go.